Hello everyone, welcome to Pokédex, the channel where I build decks for the Pokemon trading card game. Today we're going to be playing a very cool and fun deck. It's Shiftry, the stage 2 from Flashfire. It has been printed for a long time now, but with the addition of Forest of Giant Plants, all the grass types, especially the stage 2s, just get a lot better. So this list is partially inspired by Mask Salesman. He's a subscriber on the channel and he sent me a Shiftry deck list. And I was a little bit busy the past couple of weeks, but I managed to try it out recently. And it's pretty cool to play Shiftry in Standard, but I wanted to find something that threw this deck over the top. And I think I did with Vileplume. It's another stage 2, it's also grass type, so it benefits from Forest of Giant Plants. And we are playing two stage 2s in the deck, but they actually synergize pretty well with each other. So Vileplume, as you know, locks item cards from both players, but we don't need the item cards as much after we got the Vileplume and the Shiftry out, just because Shiftry allows us to discard the grass energy to draw 3 cards. So it actually turns energy into card draw, which works really wonderfully with Vileplume. It means we do not need as many items as the normal deck, usual deck does to run. So this is pretty much the Vileplume base shell with all the good setup item cards, but they will become a little bit useless after the Vileplume gets put into play. I guess we always have the option to use AZ to bring it back to our hand and just play the items and put it back down again if we have the Force of Giant Plants. So it works out really nicely in that regard. But the fact that the Shiftry allows us to draw cards is really key, so we can actually play more energy and less card draw, especially supporter-based card draw, like the Professor Birch's Observation. So let's just start looking into the deck. I think you'll find it's a pretty cool build. So we got 3 Shaymin EX in here. Shaymin is really good, as I said, as a setup Pokemon. We are actually playing 3. I could see 2 being enough, but I actually wanted to maximize the chances that we have the Shaymin. Plus it helps us fill out our bench, which generally isn't relevant in the other Vileplume builds, but this one I think needs more benched Pokemon, just because Shiftry does more damage for each Pokemon on the bench. So it does 20 damage for each Pokemon on our bench and on our opponent's bench. So we really want to put to have our bench full. So we have a 3-3-3 Vileplume line. As I mentioned, it's really important to item lock our opponent. It's part of the strength of the deck. Against some matchups, it's actually more important to get the Vileplume before we even get the Shiftry, just because the opponent needs the item so much, like against a Vespiquen deck, for example. So if we actually manage to put the Vileplume down, we usually have the time to then build the Shiftry slowly over some turns. So Vileplume, really good Pokemon. And then we have a 3-3-3 Shiftry line. It's our hopefully only attacker in the deck. It does a lot of damage, and of course Leaf Draw also allows us to draw cards. So hopefully we manage to set this guy up while still setting the Vileplume up. And as the items go, as I mentioned, we are playing a lot of fast card draw to get our Pokemon into play. So we have 3 Level Ball, really good to get our little guys out. And then we have 4 Trainer's Mail and 4 Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball is better, once again, because Shaymin EX. It allows us to discard useless cards so that we can play the Shaymin and draw cards instead of the cards that we just discarded. So it works out really nicely when we want to set up. As far as supporters go, we are playing the 4 AZ, which I think are key to any Vileplume deck. I really like playing 4 AZ with Vileplume. If the opponent Lysanders 1 out, we can just bring it back to our hand. If we need to play items, we can just bring it back to our hand. So turns out really nicely. We can also use AZ on the Shaymin, for example, and we can also use it to protect Shiftry if it comes down to that. So it's a really good card in this deck. There's 2 Lysander. I tried this deck without Lysander because I felt like the deck was really stuffed. We really need the space, but it's such an important card to get the crucial knockouts on the right Pokemon that I ended up having to add a Lysander to the deck. As far as card drawing goes, we have 3 Sycamore. As I mentioned, we could cut down a little bit on the card drawing supporters, so I did. I cut all the Professor Birch's Observations, and now I'm only playing 3 Sycamore. Sometimes we are forced to play this and discard some important Pokemon, but it's such a good card to just allow us to draw 7 cards, and sometimes we will end up discarding useless stuff, so it's really good to have Sycamore around. We are playing 2 Shauna. And the reason for that is we draw a lot of cards with this deck in the first turns when we are setting up, and after we got the Vileplume out, we slow down a little bit, but we still have the Shiftry to be able to use Lift Draw. So we will be drawing a lot of cards. So sometimes we are there's a possibility that we deck ourselves out. So Shauna helps with that. So we just shuffle our hand and draw 5 cards. So we have to be careful with decking out with this deck, and I think Shauna helps out a little bit. We have 2 teammates, which actually work out wonderfully in this deck, especially in the early stages of the game when we sometimes are forced to give our opponent something to knock out, like an Oddish or a C-Dot, and they do, and we immediately set up the Shiftry or something like that using the teammates. They can grab us, if we already have the stadium, they can grab us the Nuzleaf and the Shiftry, for example. Or if we don't have the stadium but we do have a ball or a Nuzleaf in hand, we can just grab any piece that we want just to be able to set up immediately after a knockout is taken. So I think teammates works really well with this deck, grabbing the pieces that we need to set up both our stage 2s. For Forest of Giant Plants, the most important card in the deck. I wish I could play more, but hopefully the Trainer's Mail will help us draw into it. It's the games that we start with Forest of Giant Plants, the deck is so much better. It's not even fun. When we don't start with Forest of Giant Plants, we are generally in a little bit of trouble if we don't manage to draw into it really quickly. So yeah, 4 of them. I would play more if I could. As far as energy goes, I'm playing 4 DCE and 7 Grassed Energy. We have to be careful with those, not to discard as many, because we generally need 3 at least for the Deranged Dance, because we want to have at least 3 Shiftry attacking or something like that. Sometimes 2 are enough, so we're only playing a 3-3-3 line, so we also have to be careful with that. But yeah, 7 Grass Energy. We will be discarding some for the Lift Draw, and it's one of the most important things with this deck is you have to know when to play the energy or when to discard it to draw extra cards. That's one of the hardest things. But anyways, this is a really fun deck, and I can't wait to play it for you guys, so let's just jump into a match. Alright, so we are playing against a Lightning Water deck. Is this some sort of Manectric deck? Because I don't know if this deck can handle something like that, but let's see. Okay, we start with the C-Dot. I do not want to start with the Shamaniacs, but I'd also like to protect that C-Dot, so... We do have balls in our hands, so I think I'm going to play both of them and grab, I don't know, I think an Oddish and another C-Dot actually. Something that we can play down. I don't know if I'm going to play the Shauna or the teammates. I guess the teammates is going to be fine, but I don't think my opponent is actually going to knock out that C-Dot the following turn. So yeah, I'd rather just keep the Shauna. Let's go for another C-Dot. There we go. Can put the energy on it and just play the Shaman. Okay, let's see. We do not have the stadium here, so cannot evolve into that Gloom. So I think I'll actually discard the Shauna here, and let's just grab another Shaman. Hopefully we can draw the stadium. That would be perfect. Okay, we don't, but we do have the AZ, so let's just discard, I guess. I guess I'll discard an energy and the Sycamore, because I'll AZ the Shaman back, so let's just put the C-Dot down. It's the 3rd. Yeah, we'll draw 4 cards out of this. Let's see what we get. Okay, we got the stadium. That isn't bad, but at the same time we also need some stuff, but we will be able to lock our opponent out of items starting on the first turn, so I guess that's really good. We do have some time here. Our opponent is not in the best of positions right now. I mean, he can play energy and he can play Pokemon, but his Shamans are not going to be as effective as they would because he's not playing his Ultra Balls. Oh, Articuno, okay. And also if he wants to evolve, he'll have to lose a turn, so... But I think it's crucial for him to evolve, especially because his Manectric... I mean, we do not play items in our decks. I mean, tools, so... Okay, let's... I don't know if I'm going to put this energy down, actually. Because if we actually manage to evolve into the Shiftry, maybe we want to use it to draw cards. So let's just keep things as they are. We have to pace ourselves. Try to gain some time. Okay, our opponent can take the knockout here. into that seed, which will just make me throw something at his face, like the Vileplume, I guess, and I can put down the Oddish. Oh, he actually evolves. Okay, that's fair. Okay, we have an AZ, so maybe I'm going to put this thing down and just go for the Shaman and draw 4 cards. Okay, we got Nuzleafs. That's cool. Can put one in the active because I don't really want it in my hand. If I happen to draw another AZ, I want to be able to just draw extra cards with that Shaman. So just going for this, I think. I wonder. Okay, so our opponent actually knocks us out, and now I think I'll give him a Shaman. Oh, an AZ. Okay, what can I do with that? I can use it on the Shaman that I put active, and then just hope that we draw into the Shiftry. Yeah, I'm going to draw 4 cards, so hopefully one of them is the Shiftry. Oh, there we go. Finally. That's really good. I'm gonna also use Liftdraw here, and I think I will, because yeah, I don't have any other DCs discarded, so I'm just going to use Liftdraw. We have a huge hand right now, and I can just hit that guy for 140 damage. And now my opponent cannot hit us in a single, cannot kill our Shiftry in a single hit, so that's really good. So he hits us for 110, and now we can actually knock out the Mega Manectric. That's super cool. If we have, oh man, if we have the DC in hand, we could actually bring the Shiftry back into our hand, promote the Nuzleaf and attack without giving our opponent a knockout. But now he's just, I think he's just getting to knock out our Shiftry with his Articuno, which is, it's not the greatest thing ever. I mean, he's drawing a couple of prizes, so. Oh, Waste Trainer. Oh, that's bad. Oh man, yeah, that's terrible for us. That kind of destroys us. Oh my god. Yeah, he only needed one head, so I think I'm going to throw the Vileplume. I need to buy some time, and I don't want to if we manage to knock out the Shaman, that would be game basically. So I'm just going to throw the Vileplume in there. Okay, we can evolve this guy. Now even if he trumps our stadium, if you draw an AZ, you can just put the Vileplume down anyway, so this is a little bit scary. We need something nice, but I don't know. I think he's going to take a couple of turns to kill our Vileplume. Oh, X-Maniac. Oh, that sucks. So yeah, you can actually play items now. But the good news is we are going to be able to play items as well, so hopefully we can draw something out of this Trainer's Mail. Okay, Acrobike is just playing everything he can, as he should. There's the Battle Compressor. He's just getting rid of stuff, which makes sense. So I would too. Probably playing a Spirit Link if he has one. Okay, there's the VS Seeker. For a Lysander, okay. So DC on that Manectric. I have to be careful with that Lysander. Oh my god, he hits 3 heads. He's actually knocking us out in a single turn. Wow, that sucks. So right now I think I'll actually go with the Nuzleaf. Let's hope that we draw. Okay, we got the teammates. That's perfect. So we can actually grab, let's see, we got the Sycamore. I think I'll grab that because I have to play this Shaman down, and we are ability locked this turn. So, and I think I'll have to play the Shaman just because I have to, yeah, I needed to deal 120 damage. So yeah, I have 6 Pokemon down exactly, so that just means we're killing this Articuno and getting rid of most of my opponent's energies. But now, I mean, he cannot kill our Shiftry in a single turn. I mean, he can evolve because we haven't item locked him, have we? Oh man. Yeah, this is kind of scary. Maybe should have Ultra Ball for a Vileplume and play the item lock, but I don't know. I don't know if I wanted to have 0 cards in my hand. Yeah, maybe I should have. I don't know. It's it's really tough. all very close calls. So yeah, my opponent just evolved, so now we are in trouble. I mean, it's still a 2-hit knockout. Unless he plays that Lysander and just kills our Shaymaniacs. No, he needed to find the energy, so he played the Birch, and now he only needs the energy and to have a Lysander in hand for next turn, I guess. So let's see what happens here. If he's not playing an energy, I think he's in big trouble. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Anyway, this is a really close match, so maybe I should have gone for the Vileplume there. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, he has a lot of energy in this discard pile, so maybe... Yeah, he retreated into the Shaman. That's perfect. So that means my opponent is actually in big trouble right now. So let's see. Yeah, we only have one Vileplume discarded, and we still have energy. We still have one energy somewhere, so I can play this thing, but I actually think I'll lift draw first. Okay, now I can actually just item lock him again, discarding. I think I'll go for both the Sycamores. Yeah, can deal more damage with this thing. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 40. Play this thing. Let's shuffle. Yeah, there's the Vileplume. Perfect. So now I'll dry up all my plays, and I'll keep this energy in hand. And I have the Lysander, which is perfect. So I think my opponent just lost the game here, because we have the Lysander in hand and we can Lysander out that Shaman, and he doesn't. I think he needs to play a supporter to draw cards because we item locked him. Even if he had another Shaman, yeah, there's a supporter. So no Lysander this turn, and no way to remove energy from us. So that means we can actually deal enough damage to that Shaman in the bench. He did not have an AZ for the Shaman as well. So yeah, missing that energy was crucial there. So we kind of got a little lucky, but oh well, sometimes that happens. Anyway, this was a really close match against a very good deck. So yeah, that's the, I guess, the strength of Vileplume. Sometimes we get totally bonkers game starts and we item lock on the first turn, and that's really good. But this doesn't happen all the time, so that's kind of why these decks are a little bit inconsistent sometimes. But there you have it. It's if you like Vileplume, I think this is a decent deck to play, to have some fun, get some huge knockouts with Shiftry and draw a lot of cards. So if you enjoy this, please tell me in the comments below, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye.